我90年的35岁了，我不是不想结婚，我只是没有碰到对我好的男人，我没有。
I was born in 1990, and I'm 35 years old this year. Actually, it's not that I don't want to get married, it's just that over the years, I haven't met a man who truly treats me well, a man I truly want to marry. What I long for is someone who gives me a sense of security, someone I'm physically and emotionally attracted to. If there's such a man who makes me feel safe and steady, who I genuinely like from the bottom of my heart, and he sincerely wants to marry me, then I will marry him openly and confidently, without any hesitation, whether it's his first marriage or second marriage, it doesn't matter. As long as that beautiful connection truly happens, I'll be willing to spend the rest of my life with him in a grounded and stable way. But if this person never shows up, I won't compromise or settle for less. I'm already used to living alone, and I have the ability to live a good life by myself. I know very clearly that my life has only two options: either I marry a man I truly love, or I live my life well on my own. There is no third option. I don't believe in settling or forcing myself. Because if I choose to live with someone who isn't suitable for me, I will experience physical aversion and psychological discomfort. Over time, this kind of internal conflict and torment could even lead to psychological and physical illness. That kind of life, trapped every day in regret and pain, is absolutely unbearable for me.
我现在好焦虑啊，找不到对象。
I'm 35 years old now. I'm really anxious. I constantly feel like I'm getting older and older, yet I still haven't found the right person. The days keep passing, and the issue of having children has become a heavy stone pressing on my heart. Every night I start overthinking and tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep. During the day I feel like I've lost my soul, muddling through life, often even forgetting what day of the week it is. I'm now afraid to answer calls from my parents urging me to get married, and I'm also afraid when my friends talk about their husbands and children during conversations. I feel extremely lost, like my life is shrouded in thick fog. I can't see my direction or future. Finding a suitable partner is really too difficult, really too difficult.
都想到我会嫁不出去，但事实上我已经42岁了。
I really never thought that one day I would become a woman who can't get married. But in reality, I'm already 42 years old, and with reality staring me in the face, I finally have to admit, yes, I really can't get married. I also never expected that at 42, it would be this hard to even meet a suitable partner. Because my social circle has long been fixed, and at my age, it's almost impossible to meet new men. I used to think that as long as I worked hard to become outstanding, there would always be a man who would appreciate me. I used to be very confident about my looks and figure, and I turned down quite a few men who pursued me. But what I didn't expect was that nowadays, men simply don't actively seek out older leftover women. Even more ironically, those men aren't even that great themselves, yet they still look down on older leftover women who are the same age as them. Right now, I really want to say something heartfelt to the younger girls out there. Whether a man has a house, a car, or whether he offers a bride price, none of that is the most important thing. What's most important is that you get yourself married. Don't end up like me, picking and choosing all the way, only to pick yourself out in the end. I'm already 42 years old, never married, and I don't have any children. I've reached that awkward age where everyone sees me and frowns. No matter how capable you are, no matter how good you are at making money, if you haven't been married and haven't had children, your life will still be seen by others as incomplete. And even if you're still confident in your appearance and figure, as you age, those things will depreciate. Sadly, I realized this too late.
我是91年的34岁，至今未婚。
I was born in 1991. This year I'm 34 years old and have remained unmarried. Until now, I still don't have a stable partner. After returning home for Spring Festival this year, I was especially emotional. On the way back after the holiday, I kept thinking that I'm really not young anymore, but there are almost no more people introducing potential matches to me. The reality is, as we age, the range of choices keeps narrowing. Some people say maybe my standards are too high or that I'm too picky, but that's actually not the case. There have never been many single men around me, and almost no one has ever actively pursued me. Perhaps it's because my social circle is too small, plus I'm quite introverted myself and don't really like socializing. Others have brought up the issue of bride price, but in our region of Shaanxi, the bride price really isn't high. The highest I've heard of is around 380,000 yuan, and I've never heard of anyone who couldn't get married because the bride price was too expensive. Another point is that many people say women must hurry to find a partner before the age of 35, or else not only will it be harder to get married, but they might also face difficulties with childbirth. To be honest, I used to feel repelled by this viewpoint, but after thinking calmly, I realize it does make sense. As we get older, having children does become more difficult. And I feel that after turning 34, all aspects of my reactions are no longer as sharp as when I was in my 20s. My memory isn't as good as it used to be either. I can even feel that my face is starting to sag a little. This makes me extremely anxious and scared. I don't know whether it's something real or just psychological. I've actually never been someone who rejects marriage. I've always longed to meet the right man and build a warm family together. Living alone for a long time really does feel lonely. So I sincerely want to offer some advice to those younger sisters in their 20s who are currently focused solely on their careers and not considering marriage for the time being. If you meet someone worthwhile at the right age, it's actually okay to set aside your career for now and consider marriage first. Because you can always build your career slowly later, but a good man won't always be there waiting for you.
我长这么大，从来都没有哪一天是意识到结婚这个问题的严重性。
From childhood to adulthood, there has never been a single day when I truly realized how serious the issue of marriage is, until today. For the first time, I felt an indescribable sense of pressure, as if the sky was collapsing. I'm already 33 years old this year, still unmarried, and have become what people commonly call a leftover woman. I really never thought that one day, I would also be unable to get married and become what they call an old bachelorette. When I was young, I always thought time was plentiful, and marriage was just something that would naturally happen. When I felt like getting married, I could just casually find a man and marry him. At that time, I believed that with my looks, getting married would be something incredibly easy. But it wasn't until today that I truly realized, even if a girl had once been so positive and full of hope for life, once a woman passes 30, it's as if the whole society quietly slaps a label on her that says, "Not needed," and she becomes a marginalized existence. Today, I went out for a spring outing. I saw the clear river water, the flourishing scenery of spring, peach blossoms blooming everywhere, with their fragrance filling the air. In that moment, I for the first time truly, physically felt a strong impulse of, I want to fall in love. I want to get married. This kind of longing didn't come from external pressure, nor from the judgmental gazes of others. It was a sudden inward emotion that grew from within me. But I really don't know where that person is. This morning, I heard a piece of news. Starting from the 10th of next month, marriage registration will no longer require an official family record. Suddenly, it felt like marriage had come just a little bit closer. But what followed was an even stronger sense of helplessness. I suddenly wished that if the country could assign every one of us leftover women a boyfriend, that would be perfect. Because at my age, even matchmakers avoid me. No one cares why you're single. They'll just automatically assume you have issues, and then instinctively look down on you. I've discovered that once a woman passes a certain age threshold, relying on others to introduce potential partners becomes nearly hopeless, and she herself begins to lose confidence. I always thought it'd be good enough to find a man around the same age, but on my way back today, a passerby casually said, "Men over 30 basically all have problems," and that suddenly made me alert. I looked it up online, and was shocked to find so many bloggers saying, single men over 30 either have health problems, or psychological issues, or they're extremely stingy, or their family values are seriously skewed. They said, if a man really has decent qualities, how could he possibly still be single at that age? Some even suggest that women over 30 should just date a younger guy in his 20s. Although it might cost some money, at least he's physically healthy, or just go for an uncle in his 40s or 50s. At least they're mentally mature and not petty. After hearing all this, my mood, which had been somewhat pleasant, instantly plummeted. I suddenly felt like life had lost all its hope. Honestly, this is the first time in my life I've so deeply understood the weight of marriage. And it was today that I truly felt, the sky is really falling.
我就是很多人眼中的大龄剩女。
I know that in the eyes of many people, I am the standard definition of a leftover woman. 39 years old, still living alone, unmarried and without a partner. In the eyes of outsiders, the reason why I became a leftover woman is because I'm not good enough for the better ones, and too good for the lesser ones. The men whose conditions are better than mine think I'm too old and refuse to consider me. And the ones whose conditions are worse, I truly can't bring myself to accept them. To be honest, this view is far too one-sided. Marriage is really not something that can be decided solely by material conditions. Maybe in the eyes of others, everything can be measured and compared, but real love often depends on fate. And not everyone is lucky enough to wait for the fate that truly belongs to them. Today is the second day of Labor Day. I slept in until 10 in the morning. During the holiday, I returned to my hometown to spend time with my parents. I've stayed by their side these past few days. And since I went to bed very late last night and had nothing scheduled today, I decided to sleep a bit more and catch up on rest. This morning, our whole family went to the supermarket together and bought some fresh fruit. For lunch, we had hot pot outside, lively and joyful, very fitting for the holiday spirit. After coming back home in the evening, I wanted to eat something lighter, so I decided to make some saucy noodles, simple and comforting. Every time I come home, I always take the initiative to cook, wash dishes, and share some of the housework, so that my parents can also relax a little during the holidays and enjoy life. Although my parents no longer urge me to get married, I can still feel their helplessness and sadness at times. Often, I feel like I've let them down, but honestly, I just haven't met the right person. Today I was honestly a bit lazy, didn't want to stir-fry dishes, so I just thought I'd casually boil some noodles to make do for the meal. Sometimes when I eat alone, there really isn't any sense of ritual, let alone refinement. The main reason is that I'm too busy most of the time, and simply don't have the time to prepare meals with care. From shopping for ingredients to finishing a meal, it easily takes at least 2 hours. Who has the energy to do that every day? As for who I am now, to tell the truth, I'm not anxious anymore. I'm no longer afraid of being alone, and I don't really care what others say about me. As long as I feel at peace inside and my life is comfortable, that's already enough. Even if I really grow old in the future and become a lonely old lady, I still hope that I'll be someone who loves life and remains cheerful and optimistic. What do you all think? Fellow unmarried sisters out there, do you have similar feelings too?
Why are there so many girls in China who remain unmarried even after reaching an older age? At the root of it, it's because their standards for choosing a partner are far too idealized. They want a man who is rich, who is also handsome, and who is tall and strong. They also want the man to be gentle and considerate toward them. They also want the man to love only her and no one else. They also want the man to listen to her every day. I really want to say this one sentence to all the girls lost in their fantasies. Men like that are already extinct. There is no such man in this world. There are also many older leftover women who became this way because they watched too many romantic idol dramas and developed a completely distorted view of love in the real world. So what kind of things do these romantic idol dramas portray? In idol dramas, the male leads are always tall, strong, and handsome young men, and they're always born into some elite, wealthy family. These male leads, despite being born into wealthy families, deliberately disguise themselves as ordinary people, then shower the female lead with affection and indulgence. The female leads, on the other hand, are always moody and temperamental, yet the male lead still chases after her like a simp, wholeheartedly and without hesitation. After watching too much of this kind of plot, many Chinese girls start to fantasize that they too will be pursued by such a K-drama male lead. But reality is not a TV drama. You're already over 30 and still unwilling to lower your partner standards, still fantasizing that kind of man will appear. Then I can only offer you one brutally honest sentence. That kind of man is already extinct. He does not exist in real life. Stop letting romantic idol dramas ruin your judgment and your outlook on marriage. What do you think of those older women who've been brainwashed by idol dramas and still cling to fantasies of a perfect man? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear your opinion. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. See you in the next video.